What's up, everybody? It's your boy Pro Shocker, the Nice Hedgehog here with our Week 1 team builder of the UPC. Before we get into the video, as you can see, that it's clearly almost 5 in the morning for me. I have been up since 3 a.m., so I'm extremely tired right now. So if I'm yawning a lot, we're just gonna have to go with it, like right now. I woke up during the middle of the night, so I kind of went into sleep and I had soda. So yeah. But anyways, we're here for Week 1 of the UPC. If you guys are excited, like if you're ready, subscribe if you're new. Join the Push Shocker crew today because you'll be feeling with the king of the crew. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the team builder. We are actually taking on, as I said in the draft analysis, we actually are taking on Jacob as always. And if that name strikes a familiarity to you, Jacob as always actually is a former main coach in the APA main league, where he actually would do battles against people like Kyle A Drive, Panther 2, all that stuff, and was a big name in the APA community. I think it still is. So we got a really tough week 1 opponent, and he's actually got a really strong team. He actually, also, I don't know how this is ironic or not, but Jacob was the first overall pick of the league, and we were the last pick in the league. So I find this hilarious that we're facing off in week 1 like this. It's really funny. But looking at Jacob's team, it's very scary. He has Magirna, Araquanid, Mega Abomasnow, Deoxys Speed, Landorus, Gramble, Luxray, Rapidash, Miltank, Cursula, Reggie Rock, and Dragalge. I'm actually going to kind of go over his team bit by bit here, kind of just to also show off any like new abilities and stuff like that. So nothing really changed with Dragalge here, but Dragalge I don't think is going to come. Dragalge does not match up well against my team whatsoever. Dragalge just can't do anything offensive. I mean, offensively, it can hit my team really hard, but it's just so goddamn slow. It has to rely on running this, and that to just do damage against my squad. It's just, and excuse me, it's really just not that good of a Pokemon against my team. Then we have Reggie Rock, which actually now has Solid Rock and Clear Body. Clear Rock being its ability, but now its hidden ability being Solid Rock, which means now it can take 3/4 damage from super effective attacks, which is very scary, especially with Rock Polish sets. I wish I actually had known that. I would have drafted Reggie Rock probably. But Reggie Rock, I don't think it really comes as well. Reggie Rock doesn't really match up against my team all that well. It's definitely not the strongest mon against me, but it's definitely something I would still have to be a little more careful about. But overall, I don't think it's going to really be that strong of a mon against us. Curslow, which now actually gets unburdened to this in this game, which I don't think would help it that much. It would basically get a choice scarf and a half of sorts with that, but I don't know. I feel like I should make a compilation video of every time I've yawned in my videos, but Cursula, I don't think really comes. Cursula can't beat Banat. Cursula is just way too frail on the physical defensive side. Like a Focus Sash set, yeah, that can do something, but if I have Sandstorm up, it just dies afterwards. So don't really think it's gonna match up that well. Now we're gonna go on to the mon. These are the three I think are definitely 100% coming. The next three are gonna be mons that could come, but I think might not come. So first, we're going to kick it off with Miltank. Miltank, I think, could have a possibility to come. I do have a fighting type, but this thing can be built toward be especially defensive, where it actually could take some fighting type hits. It's also a really good mon to actually be a good check towards my Mega Banette, which I think is really important to know as well. And also with having Scrappy, he does not get intimidated, so if I have any Intimidate users, which I don't think I do, Intimidate's not going to work on it, so it's going to actually be kind of, if it wants to go for a curse, that could definitely be a bit of a problem. But looking at my team, I don't really think it can make her sets work, and I think overall just win anything. If anything, it would just probably be a stealth rocker for his team. So overall, I don't think it's that threatening of a mon for my draft. Up next, we have Rapidash, which is buffed and very scary in this game because now he gets access to Reckless, which means moves like Flare Blitz, they could one shot, which is scary. Still has access to Flash, but it actually has its hidden ability called Blazing Soul, which means if this Pokemon is at full HP, this is a Gale Wings Fire type attack. So that basically means if your choice specs, and I believe all that Typhlosion is this, if your choice specs with Eruption in front of any mon in front of you, like if it's even if it's a water type move on coming on a switch in, this thing could actually be able to 2 KO a water type. For example, if it had Eruption. Probably. That's how stupid this thing is. Like, ugh. But But this is definitely a scary mod if he does bring it, because Blazing Soul could give him that priority option that he could really use against my team. The problem with my team, though, with having to use Blazing Soul, is the fact I do have, what's its name? I do have the Sandstorm, so Sandstorm kind of always beats it, unless that's going to force him to run Morning Sun every single time. But again, if Morning Sun is a thing, we kind of just shut down it from doing it, so a lot of things to factor in there, but it's definitely a mod that could definitely be a problem for us if we're not careful. And last but not least, he's going to be Luxray. Luxray is definitely a strong mod against our team. Like, Luxray can definitely put in work against us if we are not careful. So Luxray is a very powerhouse of a mod. This thing is definitely, I think, slept on for a lot of people, and I'm going to make sure I don't sleep on it as well, because it is definitely a powerhouse. So you got a lot of low tier power as well. So now kicking off with his main six. First off, I think Granbull comes, and Granbull actually is fairy fighting. I didn't even realize that. So that's actually probably another good reason I checked these things. So you guys can also know this too. But it does get access to Strong Jaw, which I think it already had. I'm pretty sure. It does actually get Intimidate, which I do think it is. But he goes as Bull Rush. Bull Rush, basically, what this does on the very first turn that this Pokemon is out, it gets basically a Choice Scarf and I think a Choice Band or a Life Orb attack boost on the first turn out, which is so stupid. But as much as I think he would love to run that, Intimidate is so much better against my team, just for the fact that I have really strong physical breakers on my team, that he just really needs to shut it down with that. Up next being Landorus. I do think Landorus is a very big threat towards our team. I think a really just rock coverage, like Stone Edge or Rock Slide plus Earthquake. This definitely could be something that he could use towards an offensive Dual Dance set with Yachi Berry, so that's definitely something I could see him run. So this would be something I have to kind of be careful about. So don't really switch into rock and ground type attacks. He could also be like a Swords Dance Power or Fly set, which definitely could be really good for his team. Up next is Deoxys Speed. This thing is stupidly annoying. I think I am 1-3 against this thing. I beat it one time. I have lost to it 3 times. One in the first time I faced it, and then 2 other times when the APA Indigo actually in 2 different seasons, which is funny enough. I lost this thing twice. I think I actually originally had this and then I dropped it in that one league at the time. And then they picked it back up. And I actually had it originally in the WC and then dropped it in free agency just because Genesect was there. So overall, Deoxys Speed, it's not too strong, but it's definitely something that's very scary. But this thing's probably going to be most likely his utility one. He's probably going to have running a lot of hazards against my team. Being spikes and stealth rocks, he could be also taunt, and then but he could. I've seen people also go just offensive with this thing, which definitely he could do as well with this. But I think overall this is going to probably be more utility. Up next is Mega Abomasnow. Mega Abomasnow was very scary for the fact that it got access to a new ability. Now normally it has Snow Warning for both its regular ability and then it's for its Mega ability. However, its now new Mega ability, once it gets the snow up, is Slush Rush. So now what this lets him do is lets him set up 3 Aurora Veil and 3 offensive damage for his team, which is scary, man. It's scary, scary, scary. And the reason why it's so scary is just for the fact that, I mean, think about this. Mega Abomasnow being able to outspeed mons on my team in his in the hail is very terrifying. I think it's definitely gonna be a big problem I have to have. But again, I have weather control. I'm pretty sure I'm fine, and I can be able to do this and that with. So it's definitely gonna be something I can kind of control. But still, it's gonna be a major threat versus my team. Araquanid, I could easily see being brought over with Sticky Webs. Sticky Webs are very, very, very annoying against my draft if I don't prepare against those correctly. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a tough there on that because I don't think I'm bringing any hazard removal this week. So it's definitely going to be something I have to be very careful and very mindful of. So it's definitely threatening with that. So. And last but not least, I do think he's going to bring his Bagheera. Bagheera is just a powerhouse of a Pokemon. It's very frightening. It is very deadly. If it gets a Trick Room off, it can basically be able to just wreck shop. But again, if it's got Sticky Webs on its side, which it probably most likely will have with this matchup, I have no way to stop that. So it's definitely going to be definitely threatening against my team. So it's definitely scary. So but regardless, his team overall, definitely a strong matchup for us. I really don't like the matchup too much, but I think we can do it. and I think we got the team to do it. So let's do that and get into our team builder. So first kicking off, you look at his team though. He has no dark type, and number one rule in draft league is to draft your electrics, your fast electrics, your dark types, and your ground types. I said that in the wrong order, but emphasis is emphasis. But we have Mew here with a store power set. Yes, Taunt shuts Mew down, and that's why, Taunt with his Deoxys is definitely going to be something I have to be kind of a little careful about. And something like a Mental Herb would probably be better for Mew here, just to get like 2 to 3 Cosmic Powers off. And stuff, just to kind of make it more offensive and stuff like that. But, sorry about that, guys. My nose has just been getting stuffy lately. I don't know if it's maybe an allergy or something, but anyways, regardless, you here literally just wins. I literally just need to get, I think, a little bit of chip damage done on his team. A little bit of chip damage, hopefully, on the Deoxys a bit. If I get some, and I get at least 2 Cosmic Powers up, I should be able to handle Deoxys. Deoxys really can't do too much again. I mean, obviously, if he taunts me, Mew is basically useless for quite a while. But the thing is, too, with I was able to kind of just spam store power, which can be really, really good. We are Cosmic Power just because of the fact that it gets us at that. Heal Bell is really good because in case if I do get Toxic, Thunder Waved, or Burned or anything like that, to kind of cripple Mew down, I get rid of that. Roost gives me reliable recovery, and then obviously Store Power Spam is really good. We're running more of a physical defensive set towards this Cosmic Power set, just because this team is a little towards more of the physical side than it's the special side. But we still have a good chunk of special defense, and we have a really good chunk into our HP and special attack. With no speed investment, we outspeed pretty much all of his bulk, which is really good to note there as well. I actually think we also will raw outspeed a 0 speed invested Landorus if that is also defensive. So, but Mew's rocking with 136 HP, 148 defense, 108 special attack, and 160 speed with split up with the bold nature. Like I said, to be a little more physically defensive, and again, that 108 special attack will help make store power get stronger and stronger with each time we go. Next up, we're kicking off with Sand, and I was trying to think to myself, do I want to bring Sand, or do I want to bring just Smooth Rock, and then maybe think about potentially going with a choice, going with a kind of a trick room strategy with Mega Banana. Ultimately, I went with Sand. Sand matches up so well against his team, and plus with having Gigalith around, it kind of just stops any chances of Hail Weather coming out, which I think is really good. And plus, if I can keep speed control on my side, it's really, really great. Stealth Rock, Toxic Rock Slide, and Earthquake. The 2 moves I hit pretty much everything for my opponent's draft for super effective damage, which is really good. Stealth Rocks in this matchup are massive because this way I can just really chip down every single thing on his team. Like the Abomasnow will always take 25%. The Arachnid will always take 25% unless it's heavy duty boots. And if it's heavy duty boots, I get that item intel right out the gate. And also it gets me telling me of it's going to probably be most likely defensive or offensive potentially. So also Landorus getting chipped down is also really good. Everything on his team just gets really chipped by the rocks, which is really, really nice. And if anything, it would also force the Rapidash if it comes to bring heavy-duty boots, knowing that with how many rockers I have on my team, he would have to. I actually would have probably brought Torterra to this matchup potentially, but Rapidash scared me, and everything else just matched up really well against it, and it just didn't have that strong of a matchup for what I wanted to have. So there was that as well. But Gigalith here designed to be more kind of specially defensive, just to be able to take the special hits from the side and just kind of do some damage working. I think is really important. But overall, I think Gigalith is going to be a fantastic ball in this match, and I think can actually really support the team here. Up next, we got my boy Driller with the White Herb, Swords Dance, Ironhead, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. 92 in HP for a little bit of bulk, max attack out of it, and 164 speed. With this speed, I am outspeeding every single thing on his team. I outspeed Landorus if it's choice grab. I outspeed Timid Max Speed Deoxys Speed. Guaranteed. I could have ran Jolly if I wanted a lot more bulk and stuff like that, but I want to be able to hit hard. Because after a Swords Dance, there's nothing on his team that really just beats it. So once the Sand's up and I get this in and I get an SD off, it's basically GG. Because he can go for the Intimidate, which on the turn I probably click Swords Dance, pop the White Herb, get back to normal, and then get my +2. So that would be really good. I don't know how White Herb works if you're already +2 and you're -1. I don't know if White Herb activates for that as well. But the reason also I'm going White Earth is the fact that he's got so many mons. He's got 2 mons that can intimidate me. There's no, I think it was either this or Adrenaline Orb, and I think overall this was more safer because of the fact I can get the main damage output I'm looking for, and I can kind of play with scenarios in my head, which can be really good there as well. But Drill basically can just wreck shop against my opponent's draft. He does not have a good safe switch into Drill at all on his team, which is really great, and I think that this is going to put in the absolute work. Up next, we got our boy Keldeo, and shout outs to the homie Wylander, one of the oldest guys, one of the oldest people I've actually have met. And the first time I ever used Keldeo, I actually named it after Wylander because I believe Wylander liked this Pokemon a lot. I think it was one of his favorite mons, so I named it after that. So you know what? I would have named it Aquarius because Aquarius is using it right now, and I think the Aquarius would have fit actually, or I would have gone with Aqua, something like that with Keldeo. But we're going with the OG name just because again, this is one of our last main seasons, so I want to definitely have some fun with it. I might go back and forth with the nicknames, who knows? But we are bringing our Wylander here with Payapa Berry with Calm Mind, Aura Spirit, or Slash and Skull. Payapa Berry really just there to take one hit from the Yox's speed and kind of revenge it after we get a Calm Mind off. It seems like a really useless item. I actually kind of think it is, but I think overall, I think it's a smart item to have. Just because of the fact that Deoxys speed does have offense towards it, I want to be able to be prepared for that. So, but basically, the set hits everything on his team. We could have ran Modest and just really wanted Wreck Shop, but I wanted to be a little smarter, and we actually are going to bring a bit of both. We have enough speed to outspeed everything on his team except for the Deoxys speed and the Rapidash, because for some reason, as you also saw, Rapidash now got a buff and got in 125 base speed. I wouldn't probably have ran enough speed to outspeed his Mons his Rapidash with Keldeo. Anyways, I think it would just get creeped towards the Landorus. But basically, this mon gets to just set up and win. It gets one or two calm mons up. This game is basically our Aura Spear is strictly there for obviously his few weaknesses to fighting. Air Slash is also really just mainly there as well for checking the Araquanid, which is really nice. It actually now also even helps us check the Gramble now even better, which is also really nice. So overall, I just think Wylander is going to be a phenomenal mon this game, and I think it's going to put in the absolute work of this game if we can get some calm minds going. Up next, we have our boy Rotom Heat, and the setup shenanigans don't stop. There's a reason my friend Zach, aka the one that I'm gonna read, says I am the meme of setup in the draft league community, just for the fact that I bring almost every one of my moms with setup. Hey, if the matchup works for it, it works for it. We are running. I'm actually gonna go ahead and decide. I'm going to last second change this. As you can see, Hidden Power is allowed. I am gonna switch this to Defog. Just because of the fact that if the webs do get up, I need to at least have some way to remove them. And honestly, not having an antivirus around doesn't really suck that much because again, I don't really expect the Dragology to come. Because if Reggie Rock comes, I can have a Thunderbolt, so it don't really matter. So, Nasty Plot to his axe, obviously, basically just really wrecks house on his team. Overheat gets me two, basically. Once I Nasty Plate, I get an Overkill, Overheat, and then I have the regular Overheat. So I can kind of play around that, which is really cool. So, overall, I think that Roto Beat's really good working the chart here because I do expect him to probably most likely be having a rock move on his Landorus. And if I get my Nasty Plot off before Landorus comes in, I'm free to just overheat spam and just kill something, which is really cool. And also, if this thing goes with hand in hand, kind of towards with what's his name? Maybe even a bomb soldier degree, because if it's adamant and he rocks a rock move against me, tries to kill me, I can live the hit as well and just kill that thing with an overheat straight up. So it's really good. So overall, I definitely, definitely like that, and I think this is definitely gonna be the mon I really think puts in a ton of work this game. So overall, I think Rotom is definitely going to be a great breaker. Running max HP, 124 special attack with modest nature, and 132 speed, which lets me outspeed his fastest mon in the terms I'm looking at, and that is going to be the Abomasnow. This lets me outspeed max speed Abomasnow outside of Hail, which is really good. Because he could run speed invest because of the Hail. But and last but not least, we have Nemesis, our Nagadadel with a Shuka Berry, Sludge Wave, Dragon Pulse, Nasty Plot, and Flamethrower. I told you already, it says 5 of the 4 mons, 5 of the 6 mons have setup. Well, one of them has to have setup because it's Star Power, so that doesn't really count realistically in my head. The 4 setup mons, 1 with Calm Mind, 1 with Swords Dance, and 2 with Nasty Plot. I just tell you, everyone, I'm just a meme, so. Anyways, Naganadel with Sludge Wave and Dragon Pulse really will just destroy his team. There's no real good switching. His only real good switching is the Magearna, and unless the Magearna is rocking Okaberry, it's not taking a hit from this thing. And even if it tries to take the hit, it's not going to be able to kill my Nemesis unless my Nemesis has gotten weakened down to a very high degree. So that's definitely something to kind of excuse me, note with that. So that being said, though, on Naganadel pretty much just wins the game again. We are ready to outspeed the Landorus because I only think about respecting Landorus' speed. So that's going to be very important to note with that. So, um, I could have ran. I don't think I could have ran any more speed with that. So that is what it is. 120 HP and 128 speed. Like I said, max special attack mod, especially after a nasty plot, everything is just going to die. I could have ran Pineapple Berry on this for the Deoxys, but I'm probably never clicking Nasty Plot as long as Deoxys is around. And as long as Deoxys is around, I don't think I click Nasty Plot, just allowing me for virtual free setup against my team. So that's gonna be something to know there. But Naganadel is super good in this matchup. I think Naganadel can really put in a lot of good breaking options. I think my main way to win this matchup, I think, is a combination of Mew, Drill, and maybe even Naganadel. If not, I can make Naganadel into breakers along with helping potential future breaking slash setup help for my Keldeo and Rotom Heat. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Join the Fresh Shocker crew today because you'll be feeling with the King of the Crew. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace.